Good morning, Israel. Shalom. You now tuning in to me, Keith Kyle, image of God sent from God. My last video was about Mercury. Now, a lot of people, man, we talk about angels, we talk about demons, and then we talk about entities, deities, angels, pharaohs, minions, so on and so forth, right? So now, what we don't understand is that, that beast came down. So when that beast came down, everybody is like a little bit off course, and then they a little bit off balance. But the whole purpose of this beast coming down is because the reason why we gonna have to get together and get it away together. Now, everybody said that they God was the original God. Everybody said that they telling the truth. The pastor saying believe in him. The Imam is calling himself Amen before Amen. So while all this is going on, they ain't know that every 2,000 years the same thing happens. So at the strength that every 2,000 years the same thing happened, nobody has witnessed this thing. Whether it's the President of the United States, he was never born for it. Whether the Pope, whoever he was never born from it. Only from the Spirit of the Most High is going to tell you the truth, because there's some people that was here since the beginning. And then since their spirit was here since the beginning, that's what you got, your notion. Some people have notions, some people have imaginations, and then you got other people out here trying to stifle people's notions and people's imaginations. But let me tell you something, my people. The definition of imagination was given to you all wrong. You know what I mean? So in order to build this kingdom just as well, we got to know the definition of imagination. So when you say imagination, everything is the root word study. And if you break words down into parts, then you will realize that imagination is a part of prayer. Let me tell you something. I released my channel, right? And then when I release my channel, as soon as you look at me on my channel, you're going to know that God sent me to you. You know why you're going to know God sent me to you? Because you're going to realize that when I'm on YouTube, he got my channel by myself. So when you look at me, Keith Kyle, you're going to see me come up by myself, and then there's going to be nobody else, because it's not meant for nobody else to say what I'm going to say. Or help the people get through what they're going to get through. So just as well, if you think I'm lying, you can check me again. And then when you look me up on Google, for some reason, I'm the only person that comes up on Google by myself just as well. All right? The definition of the person named Judah, the one that opened the 7 seals, y'all ain't going to know who he is, because the initiates wrote the book. So when you look at the name me, Keith Kyle, it's a name that I gave myself because I'm one of the men of renown. So when you the men of renown, you have to give yourself a new name. Because the names that you was given, man, these names is meant to have you in bondage. Your last name is some old slave master or whatever the case may be. This wasn't your name anyway. So when you look at the name me, Keith Kyle, man, you're going to see a K-E-E in there. But then after that, when you look at the book of Revelation, and the book of Revelation say Christ is the keys to David, the keys is a person. All right? Nobody's going to tell you this but me. The keys is a person. And then I'm going to give you a little signal, right? And this little question is going to say, how do you get more than one key without using the letter S? Once you find out how you get more than one key without using the letter S, then you're going to realize, what the keys to David are. So now, what we doing, man, we going back to Mercury. The Greek god Mercury comes from Hermes. Hermes is a baby. When he turns into a man, he turns into Mercury. he has a hat on his head. And then the hat on his head that he has is 2 feathers. And then after that, on his feet, he got feathers on each shoe. So right now, when you look at Mercury and you look at Hermes, you're going to realize that Mercury stemmed from Hermes because Mercury is from Greek, and then Hermes stemmed from Thoth. So now, Hermes got a different attribute from Thoth, which is flying, right? So then what you would notice is that Hermes has something to do with the air. So it's either this entity came down or something summoned this entity up. So now what you would notice is that he has feathers on his feet. I walked around for like 2 or 3 days. You know what I mean? Once I discovered that it was Mercury, but then I had trouble confirming it. So since I had trouble confirming it, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I always look at the Holy Bible. So then when I confirm it, you know what I'm saying, you will find out that Mercury is in 42 chapters of the Bible. And then it says that when Mercury comes into the atmosphere, it said there ain't going to be no trading, ain't going to be no selling, ain't going to be no buying, ain't going to be no communication, ain't going to be no water travel or nothing. And then the only reason that happened is because when Hermes get mad and then the wealth on the earth ain't shared, he flies left and right to break it down, and he makes everybody run in the house. So everybody that you've been listening to haven't been right. So then what you would notice is that he ran an Imam out the mosque. He even ran the preacher out the church. The Israelites can't go in their temple just as well, and then I'm an Israelite myself. But like I said, we got to go back to the root of foundation. If the tree ain't right, cut it from its leaves. So if the leaves of the tree is Israel and then you cut it down to the stump, you have to bring it down to Shem. Shem is the stump. So now, what you notice is if you bring it down to the root of foundation, and then, you will realize Shem. See, nobody's going to tell you that Shem was in Egypt just as well as the way he was in ancient Sumer. He was in all 7 continents, so he laid down a certain priesthood. So then the way that you get rid of this Hermes thing and this Mercury thing, you have to go further back, and then you have to find out what it was called. So now, whether you like it or not, Hermes was called Thoth. So then you need the spiritual ability to call on the past to get rid of the future. Mercury is our past around the time of Greek. So you have to go further back in the past, and then you have to call on Thoth because Hermes was mimicked after Thoth. So now if you think that I'm lying, that Hermes ain't around, I walked around the past the past 3 days, and then 2 out of them 3 days, feathers came from the heavens. So I put it in my Holy Bible, my King James version, which, a lot of people ain't gonna be able to interpret this book. It says Judah is the one to open the 7 seals. So I'm telling you for a fact that nobody's able to interpret this book like me. So now, what you will realize is that 2 feathers fell out the sky. And then when the 2 feathers fell out the sky, I grabbed a hold of them because it's a way to bear witness the truth and bear witness the testimony that everything that I'm saying is true. But just give me a little second. Let me put this down so I can get this for you, okay? Okay. See, I kept this feather in my book. So now, that's a little signal of what's going on. So now when you look at Mercury, go to your phone and Google Mercury and realize that he's the god of commerce and trade and everything. Us as Israel, and then I'm telling you, I'm appointed like a high priest. To tell you the truth, I ain't afraid to tell you that I'm your high priest. So we get together and we all say our prayers. And then if y'all pray with me, we going to get rid of Hermes and cure the coronavirus. And then, oh yeah, by the way, I suggest that everybody eat dragon fruit. And then I suggest that everybody deal with sea salt because it say ye are the salt of the earth. So since that dragon came through, let's fight this dragon back with fire.